What's up, everybody? Derek Anderson, the DA. And yeah, we saw this coming a million miles away, right? We saw this train wreck coming from the tracks like a million miles down the road, okay? After we read the plot synopsis and all of the race swaps that they were going to do in that character description and plot description of Velma. I'll link that video above. We did that about 3 months ago. And yeah, it was just absolutely going to be a utter dumpster fire. And now we're just sitting here basking in the glow of that fire. Velma is now the third worst rated TV show in IMDb history. No doubt, no doubt. This thing has absolutely not pleased anybody. 6% on Rotten Tomatoes. Look at that. I mean, that's absolutely ridiculous, man. You're talking about 6% out of almost 8,000 ratings, all right? So this isn't even close. The critics aren't touching this. It's only gotten 27 critical ratings. The critics are staying as far away from this as humanly possible because, you know, of course, if they come out and say something about Velma and really call it like they see it, this score is going to keep dropping, you know? So yeah, Velma is getting raked across the coals, and it's bad because it's coming from both sides, all right? It's not just coming from a conservative side, it's coming from the progressive side as well. Atlantic says the line that Velma crossed. The show's real problem is its attitude towards viewers. The Atlantic, y'all. The Atlantic. If you know anything about the Atlantic is the most left-leaning progressive piece of nonsense you'll ever read in your life, okay? And even they can't stand Velma. Like all of that identity, nonsense, diversity, equity, and all that junk go out the window with Velma, okay? People are like, nah, this is just bullshit. This is just trash on its face. Nobody can defend it, okay? Nobody can defend it. But you know what they can defend? Mindy Kaling. They're going to defend Mindy Kaling. Amid the Velma pushback, Mindy Kaling is a lightning rod held to impossible standards, some critics say. All right, so let me get this straight, okay? This chick comes out and makes an absolute trash heap of a show, okay? This thing doesn't even belong on television anywhere, doesn't belong on YouTube, doesn't belong on Betamax, okay? This is crap on its face, all right? But yet, she's being held to an impossible standard. What, entertaining people, okay? Is that an impossible standard to expect from somebody who is in the entertainment business, who has had opportunity after opportunity to create something of entertainment value for people? And that's an impossible standard that you're holding her to? Get out of here, man. Yeah, but see, NBC, of course, somebody had to come to the defense, right? We didn't know who it was going to be. And here it is, it's NBC and a few others as well. This is from BuzzFeed. Of course, BuzzFeed's going to run to her defense. The Mindy Kaling backlash has lost all nuance. Recent criticism of the comedian's artistic laziness has fans re-examining her whole career. Well, at least they admit that it's artistic laziness that people are talking about, okay? You know, but yeah, they're re-examining her whole career and they're saying, yeah, this chick ain't really ever been that entertaining. I don't know how she's risen up here. Probably has something to do with her skin color and her background. That's why she's sitting up in this position in the first place. Has nothing to do with actually being good at what she does. But we're going to focus on this hilarious story because there has some little tidbits of information that I think you guys will find interesting. Let's go ahead and check it out. To lay it all on one performer in popular media who also has to go along with the conventions of Hollywood, it's not easy because Hollywood itself has a problem with diversity, one expert said. Yeah, we've been seeing that Hollywood has this diversity problem that they're trying to foist on everybody else because Hollywood has an issue with all of this crap and they're the ones that are racist and they're the ones that have all of these issues in their industry, okay? Not nobody else. Everybody else is just kind of like, yeah, we're just ready to move on and keep doing what we do. But Hollywood has to fix their own internal issues, and that's why we're getting all of this crap, because they have a problem in their industry that they're trying to fix, all right? Has nothing to do with society at large. It's them. They're the racists, they're the misogynists, and all of that stuff that they call us, they are the ones that have that problem. But I digress. Let's get on with this article. A weekend, the response to Velma, HBO Max's new animated series, has hardly been the stuff of reboot dream. The series is now the third lowest rated TV show on IMDb. We just saw that. HBO Max turned off all the comments in the trailer, and the South Asian community has been loudly voicing its concerns that while the show includes diverse characters, it doesn't further explore identity. Yeah, the main folks that are amazed and outraged at this is the South Asian community. I've heard from a few folks that I know personally. And they're like, man, I don't know what the hell they were thinking when they said that this was all right to depict South Asian people like this. And we're going to see a little example of that in just a second. But there's a resounding voice of critics saying the negative commentary might be misguided because Mindy Kaling, the voice of Velma and an executive producer on the series, is being held to unfair standards as one of the only representations of South Asian women in the industry. Isn't that sad, man? It's not her fault, okay? It's these damn unfair standards. Damn it, we gotta start being fair to this chick, okay? Oh, she's been in the industry for I don't know what, 20 years, so she should know what she's doing by now. But no, we gotta be fair to her because the standards are unfair. You see what I'm saying, guys? Fuck, man. She's become a lightning rod for this kind of criticism, says Lakshmi Srinivas, an associate professor at the Asian American Studies at the University of Massachusetts. New reboot of Scooby-Doo serves as the origin story of Velma, blah, 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 blah. The critics received underwhelming, and we know all of this stuff. And we know all of this part about basically it's got a 50% on Rotten Tomatoes, 6% on the audience score. Many users said they were disappointed that the show excluded Scooby-Doo. That ain't really the issue. And that the storyline didn't hold up to the original series. Critics had mixed reactions, mostly people that only 27 reviews. Just keep that in mind. It's not like it's a whole gang of critics that are reviewing this thing. And of course, when they wrote their article, HBO Max and Mindy Kaling said, we ain't got shit to say. Y'all just keep on down the road. Velma's body, hair, masculine features, and weight were quickly the dominating subject of the jokes. In the first episode, Velma's white male crush told her that she was a fashionably challenged loser the students depended on for group projects and that he'd mistaken her for his housekeeper. In another scene, Velma says she tells the truth without a filter like every comedian before Me Too. Viewers criticized the line, saying it wasn't funny to make light of the social movement. Not a joke, one tweet says. Yeah, like she got in a whole lot of trouble for this one. This line right here got her in a whole lot of trouble, okay? Because at the end of the day, this was kind of like a left-leaning movement, okay? Me Too. That was really pushed by a lot of folks in media, especially in Hollywood. Again, they're the ones that have these issues, okay? But they pushed this stuff, and she making a joke about it came off to them as offensive. I just thought the joke wasn't funny, but she offended so many people with that joke. It's just absolutely hilarious. But here's the biggest part of the backlash. Here's the biggest issue that this backlash is having. It's with the South Asian community. Let me show you this video.
No, because of your handsome face. My face is fine because of your hairy gorilla arm.
This is not the South Asian representation any of us asked for.
Yeah, so you can see like this chick over here on this TikTok video, man, she's upset because it's like, wait, we didn't ask for you to call us, masculine and with, hairy gorilla arms. Like, what's going on here? I guess these are all of the problems that like Mindy Kaling has gone through in her life, right? Like this chick in this video, she seems upset that you're bringing up all of the stuff that were slights against us. Like, why are you doing this? And, this ain't the representation we're looking for. Like Mindy Kaling can't even get that right. And remember, Mindy Kaling was defending this stuff with like the depth of her soul, right? Saying how it was important to most Indian American women. When they see skeptical, hardworking, underappreciated characters, they can identify with her. The vast majority are ready for it. This show is for them, right? This show is for y'all, man. This is my gift to you. You guys are ready for this. Yeah, no, this ain't the representation we was looking for, chick. I don't know what the hell it is you think you doing out here, but this wasn't a good move. Not for us anyway. This next person, I'm happy Mindy Kaling's style of writing brown girls that hate themselves wasn't around when I was younger and only became a thing when I was at the age where I loved my heritage and skin color. I can't imagine being young and already self-conscious and then seeing that portrayal. Exactly, right? She can't even get that right. But then, of course, here comes somebody to her defense. We got to ride in on the white horse, to save poor Mindy Kaling. I see a lot of people on this app criticizing Mindy Kaling and Shonda Rhimes for their obsession with the specific type of white man. You have to remember those two spent formative sexual years at Dartmouth over 20 years ago. That's all there was. New England changes people. Oh, so here it is. She's a victim, everybody. She's a victim. We got to give her some love. We got to give her a chance. Of course, she's a victim, okay? That's the problem, all right? Apparently, this chick in 20 years hasn't gotten over any of this stuff, okay? Apparently, she probably needs to take her ass to some therapy to work this stuff out instead of making HBO Max cartoons, all right? Go to therapy with all of this. We want entertainment, all right? And the fact is that if the fact, and it's funny because she's saying that, you know, this is stuff that she's been dealing with for over 20 years from back in her days at Dartmouth. And if you guys remember, I said that this show feels like somebody's just writing problems and things that were from 20 years ago. It feels like a style of comedy from 20 years ago. It feels like issues that people have been dealing with for 20 years, okay? It doesn't feel like something that's fresh and new and today. All right. It feels like a 20-year-old problem that this chick is now trying to drag up to 2023. Instead of dealing with that in therapy, okay, go to somebody's couch, sit down and work all of this stuff out. And then when you get out of it, maybe you'll understand and become a better comedian. I don't know. Or maybe you'll just go off and live some other kind of life. She's not funny to me. I don't understand why people like this chick because she's never been funny. And then this show comes out. It's golly. It's like fingernails on chalkboard bad. All right. Fingernails on chalkboard bad. But you still got people like this basically saying, oh, you know, you got to give her a shot because, you know, she was dealing with all of these racial issues and the specific type of white man. She was dealing with all of that back in the day. You know, you guys got to give her, you know, cut her a little slack. I ain't cutting her no slack. From Mindy Lahiri and the Mindy Project to Devi and I Never Have I Ever to the Bella in the Sex Lives of College Girls, some have pointed out that Kaling's lead South Asian characters share similar qualities: self-deprecating humor, a disconnect from their culture, an obsession with sex, making inappropriate comments, and a romantic affinity towards white men. Yeah, I mean, again, these are Mindy Kaling issues, okay? I know a few Indian, South Asian people, they don't have these issues, okay? They just don't. All right. They cool. They regular normal people, just like you and me. OK, they don't have these issues. But what it is that Mindy Kaling has all of these issues and she's never sat her ass on the couch to try to get them resolved. All she's done is just kind of push it through comedy. And maybe comedy can be some sort of a release, you know, some way of dealing with your issues or whatever. I can understand that if you're a stand-up comedian and you're just going on the road making a lot of jokes or whatever. But at the end of the day, if you're still bothered by this stuff and this stuff is still haunting you 20 years later, like you need to get to the bottom of this, all right? That's not a healthy way to live, Mindy. Lahiri navigated her medical practice in a slew of white male romantic interests. Yeah, I never liked the Mindy Project. I never liked it. I know people enjoyed it. They thought it was cool. I never liked it. Bella reminded viewers she was a sweaty Indian loser with acne and glasses, and Devi said her arms looked like the floor of a barbershop. Arlene Seen, an associate professor at South Asian Literature and Women's Studies at Brandeis University, said placing the blame solely on Kaling is unhelpful and that the real issues are systemic. She is one person. We are collectively criticizing how people of color and bodies of color tend to always be representative of the collective and not the individual, but that's exactly what we're doing to her by putting the burden on her, having to speak for all of us, Singh said. Look, you ain't got to put no burdens on her. Just don't hijack Scooby-Doo and then try to make it into some crap, okay? Just don't do that, all right? Go off and have your therapy session somewhere else. Figure it out. We don't have a problem with you having these issues. Even if all of this stuff that you're saying is true, I don't have a problem with you having issues. Just don't work them out in the public arena with me, okay? And hijack our franchises when all we want to do is just sit down and enjoy some entertainment for an evening. That's it. That's all. That's all, okay? You know, I get it. You know, people got problems. I understand that, all right? But at some point in time, these entertainers have to learn that Hollywood is not your therapist couch. Okay, you got to sit down and worry about the goal of entertaining people, not trying to socialize, not trying to educate, not try to give other people therapy through your show. All right. We have betterhelp.com for that. You got to sit here and figure out, okay, how do I make people laugh? How do I engage with people? How do I make people enjoy the material that I'm watching? How do I do that? All right. What do my viewers want? What does the audience want? And how do I deliver it? Anyway, folks, what do you think about Mindy Kaling, though? The poor little victim, poor thing, right? Poor thing. She can't get a break. Okay. Everybody's dog walking her show all over the internet. And now we got cats running to her defense. Go ahead, drop down in the comments. Let me know what you think about all of that. And thanks for watching. See you next time.